I'm being honest, I have no idea how this show is going to go because yesterday my life took a very strange turn. And to understand that, I must explain it to my friends, my colleagues, my co hosts, my inspiration. Kristen Elanius, Damian Dunn, hello.
Hello.
That was a good tease.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Rick Swink. And yes, David, the AI cover image of today's show does show our stunt doubles. We've decided if you are willing to look at the image of today's show that Kristen looks definitely the most like her, right? I look like the stunt double of me. And then I look like you tried to like fax Dame. Like it doesn't really look like Dame.
Yeah.
Dame, I was faced yesterday with what in its own self is a really stressful situation. That is driving downtown Indianapolis at rush hour yesterday afternoon, battling traffic and parking and
people.
Gen Con.
Oh.
Gen Con is an event that happens every year in downtown Indianapolis in which I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's a bunch of people who like boards games and sorcerers and all these sorts of things, and they show up in costumes. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Julie. Hello, Andy. And they show up in costumes, and they just like they're downtown, so you can see like a pack of dwarves, and I mean that not in a medical sense.
Yeah.
It's just a very strange thing, and so it's fun to see, but it's really distracting.
Sure.
So Dame, I see a parking spot ahead. I have a green light at a very hectic intersection, and I'm going below the speed limit as one should because I'm kind of people watching. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, a wizard jumps in front of my car. Like a full dressed wizard, beard and hair and
Dumbledore
hat. What do you call him?
I said Dumbledore.
Sure. And I honk because it was scary. And I was like, Wizard takes his wood staff.
As he should.
And points it at me and wiggles his finger. He put a spell on me. So I may be cursed on today's show. Like there's a chance a frog comes out of my ear. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what sort of sorcery I was involved with. But friends, I'm cursed.
Might have deserved it.
I really expected you to say that he stood there and said, "You shall not pass."
Maybe he did. It was so hot I had my windows up. Yeah. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to this. Kristen, you buy a house yesterday?
No, we did not.
You see Dame's face?
House was rough.
You went and looked at a house?
On Wednesday, yeah.
What are you doing?
You guys,
that's what I said.
I don't believe in living anywhere forever.
Dame, I feel like we should have the people that care about Kristen here and do an intervention, like a housing intervention.
Do you have a therapist to talk to these desires about? Because this is not right.
Why? It was more space.
Kristen, how long have you lived in your current place?
Like 15 months.
So a year is the answer.
Wow.
And you've put a lot of time and money and sweat and water issues and everything into that home.
Right.
And you're about to leave it for another home?
No, you just have to know what's out there, you guys.
Okay, Dame, I've been married for 26 years as of this week. Mm-hmm. I can tell you if we're extending the metaphor, I don't keep an eye on what's still out there. Like I don't like my wife and I were at dinner. There was a table of like a girls' night out, cougars, if you will. The table next to us. I was eye contact with my wife. I wasn't seeing what else is out there.
No.
She's like that meme with the guy walking with the girl, turn around their shoulder and looking into the other house.
That's so accurate. You guys, I told you from the jump, this would never, first of all, I don't believe in saying forever home because I think that that's just unrealistic for like 90% of people. But I told you guys this was not forever.
Have you considered just living in an RV? That way you can just move to location to location. Keep the same house. Just uproot it.
But it's actually not even the house that's the problem. It's how much space the house sits on is the problem.
Is it
Nope.
not enough space or too much space?
It's not enough. I want more.
Is Damn, did the show topic just change today? Because we could just yell at her for an hour.
You
you-
can.
Can you clip that audio and we can send it to her other?
I mean, you don't think he's a loyal
You
viewer
guys,
of the
it's
show?
his fault.
It's not enough. I want more.
It's his fault that we have to move.
Wait, now you have to move?
Well, we will eventually, and it's his fault
Why are you
And-
blaming him?
because he has really, really strict requirements around where he is willing to live and the type of property he's willing to live in. And when you combine that with like the 2 non-negotiables on my list, the amount of properties that come up for sale are just so few. So if one comes up, even if I don't have to move,
So you're saying when you guys chose the last house a year ago,
right?
that you settled?
Oh, yeah. This isn't forever. But it was still way better than what we had.
Dame, I don't know if it's occurred to you, but I don't know if I can trust this human with a donkey.
Way better than what we had, which was a much less expensive house payment that would have allowed you to save even more money for a place that you really wanted to be instead of this temporary stopover. Kristen, your CFP license is in jeopardy at this point.
That's fine. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. What I would call like a homestead does not come up for sale all the time. And the reality is that the closest thing that we would get to a forever home is not something that's going to come up in any short order. And living in town with livestock is just like not a reasonable solution. So we knew this house was a stepping stone from the start. How long? No one knows.
God, I know you so well, yet it's like I don't know you at all.
I mean, I have to stay here for 2 years, taxes. But after that, anytime, boys.
Okay. My mind is literally blown. You've just gone through everything you've gone through in the last year. I'll give you the extra 3 months to make my point here.
Thank you.
Knowing that when the 15 months turns into 24 months, that all bets are off and you're willing to up and move.
Pete, I know what we have to do.
What? I need a drink.
We have to start something on Kalshi on when Kristen will move.
Yes, we do. All right, in the chat right now, live chat, let us know. Kristen is home fluid. She pan ownership. It's the mark of an intelligent mind to entertain a thought without accepting it, or in Kristen's case, acting on it. What the world?
I have fans.
You have fans. I had a guy last night. I went to an IBJ podcast thing. It was to honor Angela B. Freeman, who is just an incredible podcast of the last five years. And so we were honoring her, and this guy standing next to me, and he keeps looking at me. And we keep looking at me. It was like he's trying to connect something, you know? Then someone comes over and says, "Hey, Pete." And then he goes, "You're my financial planner," which is like my favorite thing when people do that.
Yeah.
He's like, "I send my wife your articles all the time," and I'm like, "She hates me. I just want you to know, like what you've just told me, and this your wife hates me." And he goes, "I can't wait to tell her when I get home." I'm like, "Don't have a good night. Like, don't." The idea that I ruined so many men's evenings with their spouses is absurd. They're like, "Oh, I met Pete," and they're like, "Who cares? He's terrible."
That's
Anyway.
sad.
It is sad. We were actually talking in the office this morning, the number of fanboys that Kristen has. And sometimes they get a little creepy, but mainly they're tame. Kristen loves this. Look at her. Look at her face. She's like, "Oh, I do?"
I don't know that that's true.
People like you as much as you like other properties.
Just wait till you get approached in public.
I have been.
Okay, let's start the show. 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You can email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That is askpete@petetheplanner.com, and we may answer your question on the air. I got a question yesterday that was so long and specific to a single person that we're just going to email the human back, and it's not going to be on the show. Instead, we're going to talk about the biggest mistake I see on a regular basis, and that is the complete and utter misunderstanding of the elementary purpose of a retirement plan at work. Please take the time to listen to this entire show. I believe it will make at least, not promissory, a $300,000 difference in your outcome. A $300,000 difference by listening to this show. That feels promissory. It's not. Speaking of promissory, I promise Kristen's going to move in the next 9 months. Kristen Elanius joins us now. Kristen, hello.
Hello, Pete.
I wanted to buy you a donkey, but with the nomad lifestyle that you live, I don't trust that you'll give Pete a good home. Damian Dunn joins us as well. Damian, how long have you been in your home?
Close to 15 years.
Oh, that's nice.
Quaint, old school, some might say.
Kristen, I want to start the show, other than making fun of you, with an idea for you around retirement in America.
Okay.
I'm going to say there's a lot of crises in our world, both economically and socially and culturally and safety and whatever. Housing. I still believe we're in a massive retirement crisis, and that what is going on right now for the American worker is not good. Most humans in America who work, who are adults, are not on track to retire, and no one seems to give a rip. Like, we've got so many things we're caring about because we all think, oh, well, my crisis doesn't kick in for 30 years. But you can only solve the crisis by acting now. And so my assertion is we are asleep at the wheel as a country as it relates to a retirement crisis. Agree or disagree, Kristen? Yeah.
That's interesting because I think that I agree with you, but I feel like maybe it's better than it was like 10 years ago. No? I'm not saying better than bad is good, but I feel like we're improving. No?
Better than bad is good feels like a Michael Jackson lyric.
Better than bad isn't good.
Dame, what do you think? Do you think that we're in the retirement crisis that I speak of, or do you feel like maybe we are, but it's better than it was 10 years ago?
I still think there's a definite crisis out there. I think the feelings around it might have changed since we've had a pretty darn good market over the last 10 years. And so people are seeing those accounts rise and rise and rise. But that still doesn't mean there aren't huge gaps. They're not staring down the face of statements that are consistently going down quarter after quarter.
All right, so let's do this. I just used my friend Lois to come up with, are we in a better spot than we were for 10 years ago? And there are 7 categories in which she evaluates, are we in a better spot from a retirement standpoint than we were 10 years ago?
Okay.
401k participation, we are in a better spot.
Yeah.
Auto-enroll.
Auto enrollment. So what's interesting is we had to use the industry know-how to solve that problem, which is so great that we did it. But Kristen, now we're in your world. Human behavior itself didn't solve that problem.
No, it didn't. And I have a feeling that it's one of the factors you're going to say is worse because of that one, but we'll get there.
The next category is automatic enrollment, which we just said, which is to me the same thing.
Correct.
Average account balance is higher than it was 10 years ago. Now, this is an interesting one to measure because mathematically, it kind of would have to be because wages are higher, than the people that we measured their balances 10 years ago. And so mathematically, especially with 401k participation, the average balance is going to be higher.
Yes, but I don't know how my brain, I think, would have had a little trouble saying one way or the other there, because I don't know what the generational like workforce exit balance looks like there, because there's also people distributing funds from their retirement accounts.
Dame, where I go with this average account balance is if it's in relation to cost of living, it's in a worse spot, guaranteed in a worse spot than it was 10 years ago.
Sure.
It's a big word.
What, guarantee?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny? Like the three of us are so wired to never say the word guarantee.
Yeah. All I could hear was Ollie, but go on.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if I can find her. Oh, wait. No, I guess I can't. I don't know how to work my own board.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the list, Roth availability is better. So people, so this suggests that we're in a better spot. Pension availability is much worse.
Yes.
Yes.
Emergency savings is mixed. And overall retirement confidence, which I always think is the stupidest measure, is slightly better at best. I think retirement confidence is a complete misnomer.
And also, I think wrong. I think it's worse. The other ones I agree.
All right. Why are we here though today? Because I am trying to improve your outcome by $300,000 using math tricks. And we're going to start, Dame, with what we call the 1% decision. And the premise is this: 1% of this or that feels like nothing. You take a sports metaphor. Can you give me 1% more effort? And it's like, you still lose by 30, right? Like 1% feels like literally nothing. And in the retirement world, 1% is everything. And that's a really hard thing to get through to people. And there's two ways. There's contributions, and then there's fees, and there's returns, which is three things. When I say the 1% decision, how do you think about that?
I think it's a no-brainer if you can just get yourself off of center long enough to set it up to where it's going to happen automatically. If you can automate this decision to increase your contributions by 1% every year, you're going to be fine. Well, you've got a much better shot at being fine because over time is the superpower here. 1% is great, but if you've got a decade or two longer than the other Joe that's doing this, you will see that pay off very, very handsomely. 1% is a killer amount.
Kristen,
show is the compliance nightmare.
Yes.
The show is a compliance nightmare. The good thing is no one cares.
Don't have it.
Here's our math. We'll give our math though.
Okay.
$75,000 salary. And here's what I'm willing to do. Call it a household income. It doesn't really matter because we're dealing with percentages. It's $75,000. Okay. If you put in 1% more this year than you did in the previous year, and to Dame's very, very, very important point of using auto increase, which is to digitally tell your account to increase the contribution level by 1% per year, and you can schedule when it happens. I recommend during pay increase time. If you do that for only 5 years, Dame, only, and then shut it off, that is a $304,000 difference after 30 years in the workforce. Now, of course, Dame, Kristen, people are going to say, well, I'm 52 years old. Great. You missed the boat there. But there's a lot of listeners of this show that don't laugh at our jokes, and they're in their 20s and 30s. How do you think about it, Kristen?
I think that is something future you deserves, is ultimately my point there.
Let's do this. We're going to go beyond just increasing by 1%. And during the break, what I want you to do is go into your account right now and literally increase by 1%. And then we'll talk about it when we get back. All that's next on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. This portion of the program is brought to you by Home Concierge via NeighborServe. I have a home. It is my biggest asset. Physical asset is my largest physical asset. And someday I will move out of it. Some people move every 2 years, every 9 months. People start getting googly eyes for other properties. Not me. I'm committed to my property, but it's old at times, and I need it fixed. But my punch list, my honey-do list is so long, and I don't want to call every single contractor. So what I do, and what I've done for a couple years now, is I pay my real money to NeighborServe to manage my home, the repairs, everything. They know all what my appliances are, when to call, who to call, do all this. I'm a very busy person. It makes my life easier. They find the right pro for you, and you get peace of mind. So try Home Concierge for free for 1 month. You can try it for free. And here's how you do it. Go to neighborserve.com/Pete. Not spelled like the Scottish tool made to make scotch. Pete, as in Peter without the R. neighborserve.com/Pete.
You know,
Yes.
I think I have a bit of a confession to make.
Okay.
I've just realized that the algorithm that YouTube feeds me has been filled with property for sale out west, like big ranches, like hundreds, if not thousands of acres. And I have no shot at affording those. But man, do I enjoy looking at them.
Well.
But I'm not planning on moving. So I think that's the key difference here. Or am I splitting hairs, Pete? I don't
I
know.
think you're dream casting.
I got my vision board.
Wait, Kristen, did you go to the property?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
It was an open house.
Kristen, how's your psyche today? I just want to ask before I go in on this.
Go on. It's fine.
Okay, so does everyone currently live there?
Yes. But
Okay.
they weren't, it was an open house. So like, yes, there are people living there, but like, no, like there were lots of other people coming in and out.
Sure.
Okay, you just saved some heartache there. Because I was like, you made a person leave their home
No,
on a 100-degree day
no.
so that you could go look at it.
It wasn't 100. The humidity index was like all the way to the bottom. It was a beautiful day. They were fine.
Boy.
But also it was an open house.
Do you think this is an age thing or a generation thing, Dame?
That's a fair question. I don't know, because I've got friends who move fairly frequently. It's slowed down considerably as they have aged, but man, they moved a lot when they were Kristen's age.
One of our colleagues who I'm friendly with their parents, they were big movers all the time, big moves. And I remember my wife and I just being like, what a nightmare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, traffic and parking are high on my list of the devil. Moving's near as well.
Have you thought about what the next move for you is going to look like? Like, when you downsize, once a kid, like, are you hiring people to move you at this point?
I'm thinking straight to a crematorium, to be honest. Like,
yeah, then you've hired somebody to move you.
That's fair.
yeah, we've hired people to move us the last 2 times we moved, but and we're absolutely hiring someone the next time. I don't know. I mean, our kids have beat the bejesus out of our house.
Yes.
The dogs we had. So would it be nice to have a house that is looks like a model home all the time? Sure. But we can't do it until they get out.
Preach.
Yeah. You just got this kid, Kristen. And,
Yeah.
and at one point you were going to get a donkey, but your home's just going to be messed up for 18 years.
She doesn't even crawl yet.
Oh,
It's fine.
She's going to jack up that home. Dame, have your kids ruined your home and life?
Yes. Of course they have.
Oh my gosh. And you got animals too. So you ever go to a model home and just you walk in and it's pristine. You're like, this is wildly unrealistic.
Yeah. I was like, could you leave a few messes around so I know what it actually looks like on a day-to-day basis?
It's crazy.
I have 3 big dogs. It's fine.
Oh, all right. I feel like I got to go off this topic because we'll just keep crushing Kristen's dreams.
Caitlin told me what she shot at Golf League last week, by the way.
We weren't going to talk about Dame's golf on the air, Kristen.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Caitlin did not tell me anything about Golf League.
You can tell me about what she shot. That's fine.
I don't know. Actually, I take it back. She can put it in the comments. I don't want to expose her.
She's not going to do that. She doesn't want any attention on her.
No,
What
she
people-
doesn't. She wants to throw stones at me. Anyway,
Guys, like, I can hear the podcast getting shut off with Kristen's sister's golf scores. No offense, Caitlin. All right, so let's do the show in 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. Before the break, I asked you, because you got a couple minutes, right? I asked you to go and increase your 401k contribution by 1%. Over the years, Dame, speaking to people in whatever forum, occasionally I'll get that sort of idea where I just like want to hammer people about, just go do that. Just go literally right now, do that, especially assuming, based statistically, that you're not maxing out your 401k. It's really simple and you're not even really going to feel it.
Yeah. That's the thing I think most people overestimate when they're thinking about increasing their contribution rate, is that, oh, it's going to make a huge difference to their take home at this point. And it just doesn't. That's why when you made the suggestion to try and have this time up and coincide somewhere around pay raise time,
Yeah.
fantastic. Because if you get a couple percent raise and you increase a little bit of your contribution rate, you're not going to feel it in the take home. You won't get that full raise, that full satisfaction of whatever that bump is, but your future self will be very happy you did.
I want to take a different example here. Kristen, let's say someone makes $100,000
okay.
or a household makes $150,000 and they do this for 5 years in a row. You're talking almost $700,000 difference from the beginning of a career. That's wild.
It is.
Uh-oh, here we go.
But I fear that perhaps the three of us are coming off a little dismissive and maybe a little privileged. I don't think increasing your contribution is a nothing burger. I think that if the reason that we're in a retirement crisis is because, as a rule, we are collectively pledging our raises before we even have them. And I think psychologically, it's a lot bigger deal than that.
Dame?
I see your point.
It's a fancy way of saying you're wrong.
What's the alternative?
Separate ideas. Someone still needs to do it. But I think saying it's not a big deal is largely untrue, because if it wasn't a big deal, people know they need to save for retirement. Like, if you go out and ask people if they should be saving for their future selves, they know the answer is yes, by and large. Yet there is a disconnect because we've all established that we feel like we're in a retirement crisis, even if it's improving. So I don't think it's as easy as that psychology. You should still do it. It's still good practice. But I want to recognize that, like, it isn't not a big deal.
But the average person who's going to have this, I don't know, anxiety, I guess we would call it, since you're purporting that it's not, just nothing. I would argue the average person that feels this way probably doesn't know how much they spent on food last month.
Whole different conversation. I'm not disagreeing with you there. There's a lot of work to be done.
So
All
there's
right.
money, there's money that can be redirected. They just don't know it can be redirected.
Let me jump in here with some math. We're playing a game, friends. And by friends, I mean Kristen and Damien. Kristen and Damien. Today's example was a person makes 75,000 American dollars, and they're going to increase their contribution by 1%. They're also going to do this based on a 26-pay system. So without pulling out your calculators, your TI-81 or whatever you got, Kristen.
Yeah.
How much per paycheck is that? What's the difference by increasing by 1% based on what I just gave you? I love to expose Kristen's math on the radio.
I'm so bad at math.
What is it?
Why do
What
I
is
want to?
it?
Why do I want to anchor to $50? How off is
Okay,
that?
go ahead. That's all right. Dame, what are you at?
$60.
It's $20.20 per paycheck is the difference in your pay by increasing your $75,000 a year income contribution to your 401k by 1%. It's 26 pay.
Oh,
So it is $62.50 divided by
Okay.
12. Then you take out the tax
Yeah.
ramifications. It is $20.20. It is one less trip to Sweet Green. And that, Kristen, is why this is not a privileged conversation. It is a math conversation, and math is the king or queen because I am not gender specific.
Ultimately, it is. I know that it ultimately is about the math. I'm just saying the path to get there isn't about math. That's all.
Today, I disagree. I have been beaten down on this program with my name on it for the last several weeks by all your good points. Oh, Kristen's right. Oh, I agree with Kristen. Oh, text after the show. After thinking about it, I think you're right. Not today, Queen. I'm right. It is as
fine.
simple. It is simple as someone going on right now and increasing by 1%. It is so marginal that they won't feel it. Like there's a bunch of youngs outside my office. They're doing typing on my computer because I work here. I'm going out after this show and I'm getting into their face. Increase your 401k right now.
Okay.
Is that fiduciary advice, Dame? Or is that a little aggressive how you go do that?
If you really want to motivate them, just tell them, hey, Kristen thinks this is a good idea, and then they'll do it right away.
That is actually the funniest thing. If I just come out of there and I go to these youngs, they have facial hair and stuff, and I was like, hey, Kristen says do this, and everyone's jumping on and doing it.
That could be true.
All right. Dame, the other element of this too is that people don't really understand their 401k match at all. Number one, they don't understand of how it is designed, which is super important. And number two, they also don't understand that the goal in itself, the finish line, is not to just hit the match. So can you take us through a little of that?
Yeah, the challenge is that people think they've hit the finish line once they say that they've got to the match, which isn't the case. But to be fair, sometimes the matching formula that companies use is way more complicated than it needs to be. It's silly. But if you can hit the match, great. I would say that's the starting point for most people. Make sure that you're getting 100% of that employer contribution. If that means that you're doing 3%, if that means you're doing 4%, 5%, 6%, whatever that is, that's the entry point. And beyond that, make sure that you're increasing from there. Because the last thing you want to do is leave free money on the table from the employer. That's part of your benefits package. They've already factored that in. And if you're not taking advantage of it, you're kind of cutting them a deal.
And if you want to talk about a 1% difference, Kristen, I know you're about to make a point, but feel free. But 1% difference can simply be found in the match if you do it right.
I was going to ask if you ran that math for us too, as far as like, I think the 1% is compelling, but if that 1% is coupled or a couple percent is coupled with the match, how much more impactful that is?
That's a good point. I mean, my math would tell me it just doubles it, right?
Yeah.
It'd just be close to $700,000 over a 30-year period.
Yes. Sorry. I was thinking about if there were any, like, because Dame was like, it can get like fancy. And that's where like a stretch match, like that's where it's like, hey, to get that 3%, you have to put in 6. So by the way, now this is 9% of your income. That's so much more impactful in terms of when we're like, hey, that could equal however many $100,000 over the years.
Maybe we're going to get deep into the psychology of this entire conversation in the next segment because I've only got 40 seconds left in this one, but I'm going to tee up Kristen here. Kristen, we don't say no brainer on this show because we know sometimes this stuff can be hard and life gets in the way and there's other things, but the math is undefeated. We're talking about a $20 difference per pay in the example we're using today. How is it that the human brain can't get there? Is it that no one listens to our podcast other than our mothers? Like why can't people do this?
I think
you have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds.
It's because it doesn't impact you today positively.
There we go. All right, we'll talk more about that after the break. So coming up after the break, more about the $300,000 most people are leaving on the table in their 401k right here on the Pete the Planner show. I love giving you like 5 seconds.
I'm
to give a
sorry.
great
You
answer.
did that to me in the first segment too. I'm like, I don't know how
I
to
know.
respond to you when there's only 10 seconds left because sometimes you take like 45 seconds to go to break. I don't know.
It was
I'll
a really
just-
good answer, though.
It was a really good answer. That's the thing. Like, it is what you said is perfect and simple, yet so complicated. You know?
I think you two are only trying to be nice to me because you both said I was wrong several times in the last segment, and it's okay.
No, you were wrong in the last segment, which felt great. I feel empowered. I'm going to start just dropping bombs, not physical acts of war. I meant more just like
Right.
verbally.
Right.
Dame, the Fed did. Are you doing any Fed stories?
Indeed. Just
Okay.
one.
Okay, great. Never mind. Never mind. But there is a Kalshi market for Kristen moving that will be the marker will be set here this afternoon if I set up an account to do that.
Don't do that to me because I feel like somehow that could make me liable for something.
Only if you gamble on it.
Not true. I could tell someone else.
Right.
Boy, you guys, there are no rules. That's the whole point. Okay. Dame, you do anything good this weekend? I might go see the Odyssey.
Big city swim meet this weekend.
Oh,
So-
up in the north there?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is it outside?
Might as well be. HVAC in this place is not great.
The meat is big or the city's big?
Meat is huge.
Ah.
I mean, packed. Thousands, not thousands. Many, 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 many hundreds of kids, maybe close to 1,000 kids, but it's a lot.
Guys, can I complain about something that will make me seem out of touch?
Yes.
You can.
Just another week.
So, Mrs. Planner and I, on our 26th wedding anniversary, go to a restaurant. And it was, no, it isn't good. It was delightful. It was like the atmosphere was great. There was that nice girls' night out table. No, it was like great. And the food was good and the drinks were good. And so I order a steak dish. Okay. I order a steak dish. And it is $50. Okay. Now I understand spending $50 on my meal. That's a lot of money. Okay. I also know at a restaurant like this, ordering a steak dish that's $50 is somehow, some way, an incredible value. You know? And so it arrives. I'm starving. I took it easy on the apps. I think I had a tomato salad.
Ew.
Ew.
It's Indiana, guys. It's summer. You eat Indiana tomatoes.
Seems like a waste of stomach space at a nice restaurant, though.
Fair. Sure. So this steak dish arrives. Dame. It is 2 slices of steak.
No.
Not a steak, not 2 chunks,
No.
not 2 pieces, 2 slices of steak. They are, I got to say, probably 1.5 ounces each.
Medallions.
Not medallions. They're a slice because great question. They were sliced at a thinness that you didn't have to thin them back out. Like each slice was 3 bites. So I had 6 bites of steak for $50. Was it good? Yeah, it's fine. But I was so mad, and Sarah like sees me like wolfing up, you know. She's like, "Oh no, don't ruin the night." Dave, that's terrible.
Did don't ruin the night, or did that secretly give her just a little bit of pleasure? That was like your little anniversary gift, was just to see you get cranked up on a food choice that you were disappointed by.
Here's the thing. I am not the sort of person to complain to the restaurant. I am also not the sort of person to complain online. I think that
Sure.
sucks. And I'm also not the sort of person to name the restaurant on the air with my bully pulpit. I just,
How were those 6 pieces, 6 bites?
they were good. I mean, they were good. They weren't great, but they were really good. But okay. So then you walk away, Kristen, and you say, was that a $50 experience? Is maybe how you might say
No,
that. No, I mean, it was like $37.25.
if
most.
that.
That was pretty good, but like,
The even number thing is what kind of trips me up. Is like,
yes,
I thought that one of the secrets to like the visual enjoyment of food was like using odd numbers too. So the fact that it was 2 and not 3 also just strikes me as odd.
that is an excellent point.
How was the plating other than the 2?
I mean, it's frou-frou. It's fussy and lovely.
Okay.
This is why I don't order steak.
Well, aren't you live steak, don't you?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of living steak, let's raise the stakes. 3, 2, 1. Actually, before we go to the segment here, Kristen and I were on a call this week with one of our colleagues. And this person is a genius. I mean, just an absolute stone cold genius that you can tell is just smarter than you. I'll speak for myself. Use the verb propagate twice in the phone call.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a great verb. This person went to the same school as Kristen. And I said at the end of the call, I was like, Kristen, you weren't in the same classes as this fella, because that's some good stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not on calls with this person a lot, Dame. So like Kristen and I spend a lot of time together. I got done. I was like, what is this person thinking right now? I felt bad, actually.
Probably wonders why you're bullying me, to be honest.
It's all part of it. And 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. My assertion is that we're in a retirement crisis. And sometimes when you hear like big sweeping statements like that, it's meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to make you buy something. It's meant to make you feel affiliated to this group of people versus that group of people. Hey, man, that's not what I'm doing. Not what I'm doing today. Here's what I want. I want you to have a better outcome retirement-wise. And there's some really simple steps. They're not life hacks. They're not tricks. It's just a little bit of purpose. And you can go from having X amount to X plus $300,000, $600,000 just by understanding how time and math works. That's what the show is about today. The first thing we want you to do is go in today and increase your contribution to your retirement plan by 1%. Then at the very least, every time you get paid, a pay increase, I should say, over the next 5 years, increase it another percent. Over time, that will be massive. Next, we talked about understanding your 401k match, but now we've got to talk about fees. And fees is where this takes a really interesting turn. Dame, I think fees can be much easier for a person to understand and deal with and mitigate if they work for a giant employer. Can you explain why fees on a large employer plan are easier to deal with fees on a 20-person employer plan?
Yeah. In most cases, for big employers, they're going to absorb the costs of the 401k plan, the administration, and all the stuff that comes along with it. But they've also got way more people they can spread those costs over. So they're allowed to use different share classes of investments inside of the plan that are going to charge you, the employee, less. They're going to have smaller expense ratios. But when you're working for a small employer, 401ks are expensive to administrate. They just are. And so unless the employer is going to pony up all of that cash, which could be tough in some cases, especially for a small employer, they're going to get some of that money by using a different share of class investments in there. And you're going to pay a little bit of that. So instead of paying like 0.25% for an S&P 500 index investment option, you might pay 1.25% for an S&P 500 index option. And that gets really, really challenging because you see investments that you like, that make sense, that fit for your portfolio, but they're expensive. They're costing you.
Yeah, Kristen, imagine that for a second. You're at a small company, you love your job, there's 10 people there, you get paid great, you have a retirement plan. But because your employer is not buying in bulk, they're not Costco in the 401k, your expense ratio isn't 14 bips, 14 basis points, it's 76 basis points. You have no idea how much that's impacting your finances 30 years from now. No one knows that.
No, I don't think as a rule people know that the fee exists, period. Much less how impactful it can be as that fee climbs. But I also think that by not talking about that, which is why I'm so glad we are today, is that's what I think feels like the industry got ya for people is like, well, yeah, I started investing, or yeah, I hired a financial planner or a financial advisor, an investment advisor. I did not realize this was costing me so much. And then someone feels validated by saying, I knew there was a catch. So I think it's really responsible for all of us in this space or adjacent to this space to also talk about the fact that it's not free, but it is still to your benefit to be investing for future you.
Yeah, Dame, what we're not talking about is we're not talking about investment advisor fees. We're literally talking about what are called expense ratios within your plan, which most people, again, have no concept of what they are. And if putting in 1% more to your plan gives you $300,000 more, having 0.5% or 1% more of a fee can cut your balance significantly.
Sure. When Kristen and I are helping people with retirement questions, and one of the common ones is, hey, I've got this work plan, but I've also got an IRA or a Roth IRA or whatever that is, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where my money should be going. One of the first places that Kristen and I, or any financial advisor who's practicing, would look is, let's check out what the expenses are, because I know that you can get really, really cheap investments in a really well-diversified portfolio inside of something that you own as an individual, an IRA or a Roth IRA, but you're locked in with that employer plan. And if we know that we can get you at least a full match, because you're still going to make more by getting the full match on that retirement plan, then maybe we start thinking a little bit more strategically. Do we start diverting some of the money after that to different locations in order to save some money on the fee side of things? Because it's really important. I would much rather spend an additional 5% of retirement savings into something that I own, that I know I can get investments for 0.25 basis points, or sorry, 25 basis points or 0.25%, versus putting it into a retirement plan where I get the same thing for 0.75. It just makes more sense.
That's why if you work for a giant employer, one of the great advantages is, generally speaking, if you just stick with index funds, they're going to be pretty cheap. Now, I will say, then you get into something like target date funds, Dame, and this is also where buying in bulk matter. Target date funds generally make sense for people that don't know what they're doing, because I'm going to target a particular age, and my portfolio will change as I approach that age, and that makes a lot of sense. But if you're in a small plan, you have a small employer, you don't have a lot of colleagues, then those target date funds, because it manages it for you, can be kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And
When
so
these
that's
came
another
out,
trap. Yeah.
yeah, when target date funds came out decades ago at this point, they were all really expensive. They just were. But we've seen efficiencies come through. The way companies manage them has gotten way, way better. And so it's not uncommon to find a target date fund that is really pretty darn affordable. But the same scenario applies. If you don't have that many people to spread the cost of the plan over, you're probably going to end up paying a little bit more through the investments.
That's a really good point, Dame, and also contributes to the very beginning of this conversation of balances are higher. And I would venture to guess that investing as a whole being more affordable is certainly a contributing factor to that as well.
Yeah, I think, again, I said it to start this segment. The point of my show today, or my idea for this show, I shouldn't say my show, I should say our show, is that I I hate life hacks. Like I hate like 9 tricks. Like I don't like any of those listicles. Like I don't like people like life hack, be nice to people. It's like, that's not a life hack. It's just being nice to people. We're not talking hacks today. We're talking about if you take 5 minutes to try to figure this out, to understand your fees and help and have your investment choices impacted by those. Talk to the retirement plan advisor that is linked to your 401k and talk about this show. Talk about, hey, I want to make sure that, I'm taking the risk I need to take, but I also don't want to make sure my fees aren't killing me here. Kristen, I just think this is the lowest amount of effort at all, and it's not that difficult.
It is certainly a much lower lift than it was previously. Like, to your point, I could go onto my account right now and I could increase my contribution and it would take me maybe 60 seconds. So yes, I would agree that the lift from an investment of time perspective, has been no lower than it is today for most of us.
Damn, I was going on our account, our 401k we have here, and I was trying to understand quickly what our expense ratios are. I'm still trying to look. Okay, I've just found the largest holding within our 401k. Okay, because that I assume most people are in is 0.02% per year. 2 basis points. This is important. After the break, biggest waste of money of the week in the news. I'm Pete the Planner. Your lack of reaction to that is what told me you're at the end of the segment.
I didn't know what to do.
0.02%.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Why I chose it. Okay. So yeah, I'm just kind of now I'm into this, right? 0.02% is the first one, and then the second one that most people are in is 0.03%. And in most cases, people's 401ks are 0.25%. They're 10 times, sometimes 20, 30 times, 40 times what I just said. Gosh. Look at us. I don't know. Okay. You ready for some news, Dave?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's just do this. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is the Heretic Metaphysical Cleansing Bar. A jet black limited edition soap forged from sacred herbs, healing stones, and celestial energy. Olive oil, shea butter, and activated charcoal cleanse and detoxify, while a smoky blend of juniper, cedar, frankincense, and patchouli clears negativity. Made under the full moon for a ritual upgrade that turns cleansing into a spiritual awakening.
Okay.
Exactly. Damn, how much for this black soap made under the full moon? I like to keep it positive. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Dude.
This is per bar. Or we
a 4-ounce bar made with, and let me just tell you once again, healing stones and celestial energy.
The metaphysical, yeah.
4 ounces for a bar of soap.
$20.
Okay, Kristen.
45.
Oh, $26. Now here's the important part of this. If it's anything more than like a Harry's bar of soap or like a Dove bar or an Irish Spring, it's a complete waste of money. But $26 for frankincense, cedar, juniper, and patchouli, that ain't in it. Dane, what is in the news this week?
Well, per Pete's request, the Federal Reserve is having what Chair Kevin Warsh called a family fight. Unlike the argument over who forgot to empty the dishwasher, this one affects borrowing costs across the economy. The Fed voted to keep its benchmark interest rate steady at 3.5 to 3.75%, but 3 committee members disagreed and wanted to raise rates by another quarter point, a sign that concern over stubborn inflation is growing inside the central bank. No one, however, voted for a rate cut. Warsh said he would not describe the decision as a pause. Instead, he called it a, quote, rigorous review of the economic situation, which is Fed speak for we simply didn't leave rates where they were. We thoughtfully, carefully, and courageously decided not to move them.
I like the idea that it's a family feud. Like I mean, when he was getting put in that seat, I liked the idea that he's like, hey, there will be a lot of like public debate
Mm-hmm.
and we'll talk about it. Like I actually appreciate that side of it. I don't know. Kristen's making a face like the property she wanted to buy just got sold out from under her. What are you thinking?
That's happened to me more than once, but I don't know because I don't know enough to be well enough informed as the average consumer. I don't know that I need to see how it's like. I don't think that's to my benefit.
Do you feel like the public disagreements, it feels like more transparency?
Is that the question to me?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like it is not an appointed head steamrolling people, right?
Okay.
Which is what I don't want at all. I think there was progress. The fact that no one said lower the interest rate, like that's progress. But that's through my lens, right? I'm also going to admit that that's through my lens. But yeah, we'll see what happens next time. I mean, I gotta assume it's going to go up because we got about 2.5 weeks before oil prices spike. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What else is in the news?
The housing market, Kristen, has received another piece of deeply unhelpful news. The average 30-year mortgage rate has climbed to 6.66%. Yikes.
The devil.
I don't care.
It's the 4th consecutive increase in its highest level in about a year. Higher oil prices and renewed inflation costs have pushed treasury yields higher and mortgage rates have followed. That means relief remains elusive for buyers already dealing with expensive homes. Mortgage applications fell more than 6% last week, while home sales remain near a 30-year low. Meanwhile, millions of potential sellers are sitting on mortgages around 3 or 4% and have little interest in trading them in for something closer to 7%. So buyers can't afford to buy, sellers can't afford to sell, and everyone's waiting for somebody else to blink.
Sounds like the perfect time to be looking to buy a house to me.
It's a nobody's market, not a buyer's, not a seller's. It's a nobody's market.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, in equity markets, you think about there's always a way to make money in an equity market, right? You can sell short, you can go long, like you can be a contrarian, whatever. But the idea that there's nobody's market is really fascinating, or nobody's real estate market. Like it is stuck. It's interesting.
I think collectively we put too much weight on people who have low interest rates not being willing to move, because anecdotally in practice, what that usually turns into is, oh man, this is going to be a really big loss, but we have to move. Like, I don't know that people, I think they say that they can't afford to lose their interest rate, but I think people are a lot more willing to give it up than we think that they are.
I'm going to disagree again. Gosh, this is going to be like a legendary show here. So Kristen, most times, as you know, when you buy another house, you're buying more house and it costs more. Then when you factor on the 3 to 4% increase in interest rate, it makes it that much worse. So I think it is that not that they choose not to, they can't. They feasibly cannot afford it.
I don't know. You said wages are higher than they've ever been, so maybe they can afford it.
Kristen's gonna have a new house next week. I can feel it.
I'm not. It hasn't been 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. Oh my gosh, we're definitely betting on that. Dane, what else is in the news?
America's biggest banks have a new digital wallet called Paze, P-A-Z-E, Paze.
Professional.
You may not have heard of it, which is currently Paze's main problem. Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal already dominate online checkout, so Paze is targeting an unusual group: older, security-conscious consumers who have mostly avoided digital wallets altogether. About 70% of consumers under 40 use a digital wallet, compared with only 41% of those over 40. Here's the challenge. In Paze's research, 72% of those reluctant users believe typing in their credit card number directly to a website was safer than using a digital wallet. It's usually not. Digital wallet can hide your actual card number from the merchant. Banks are motivated to change some minds. U.S. card issuers reportedly paid Apple at least this many million in digital wallet fees last year.
500. I have no idea.
$750 million
Hey.
in digital fees.
Hey,
So Paze is offering up to $100 in cash back to get people to try it.
No way.
Nothing built lasting confidence like banks paying you to do something.
you know, I'm not a branding expert. But if I'm trying to market to people, in this case, I'm going to say not over 40, but really over 50, 60, 70, 80, because the people in the like, I use
Sure.
like 30 digital wallets. I'm 48. Having a word spelled wrong with a Z ain't it. You're not building trust.
It's true.
If, like
So
my,
true.
That's a great point.
if you're trying to talk my parents into this, and they're like, "What's Pazi? What's Pa? Peter? What's Page?" No,
That's so true.
so stupid. Gosh, sorry, I'm feeling negative today. All right, so here's what we know after today's show. You either going to do what we ask you to do, which is to pay more attention to increasing your 401k contribution. Ideally, on the day you get a pay increase. Ideally, 1% per year. And don't stop after 5 years. Run it up. Keep doing it. You're either going to do that or you're not. You're either going to look at what your expense ratio is on your funds and then adjust, or you're not. And you're either going to understand your match policy or not. If you do, though, what is likely is that you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars more. And that's what Kristen wants for you. That's what Dane wants for you. And that's what I want for you right here on the Pete the Planner Show. So I'm sending you good vibes and this advice because it's all this is in budget. I'm Pete the Planner. It's Pete the Planner Show. It's funny when I said in this advice, I just thought, gosh, I wish I wouldn't have said the word advice. That's the nature of what we do.
Yeah.
Just an idea. It's not advice.
Yeah. Just go back in and beep that one word and make everybody curious.
And this, oh my God. What is he offering? Yeah, I'm done. Anybody got anything else?
No.
Yeah,
Nada.
great. All right, Kristen, good luck with your home. Dame, good luck with the swim meet. And the rest of you, stay getting money.